Got an iPad 1, 16 gig, Wi-Fi 3GS, sorry 3G. I've got an iPhone 3GS, 16 gig.
Out. Right, I should just go into track mode. Now, what you can see is there are the track names and the volume settings, and I can bank
gestures to bank and scroll channels. A single finger drag will scroll one channel at a time. A two-finger swipe banks 8 channels at a time. The bank button can also be used. V-Control has some serious features that work seamlessly with Logic Pro, making it easier and faster to work with one of the top recording applications for the Mac, and at a really affordable price.
And hovers a couple feet above the ground. So here, let's show you guys the basic controls. So here's your up. As soon as you let go of the controls, the AR drone will actually hover itself, which is remarkable compared to most other RC devices out there. It actually uses the bottom-mounted camera to keep itself from drifting around, which is very cool. So here you go, I can control the yaw. Don't worry, I'm not going to point it at you. Okay, so I'm going to rotate it until I can see myself here.
I'm going to be demonstrating mirroring on the iPhone 4S with the Apple TV 2nd generation. We're just going to run through some simple demonstrations. So now, as you can see, it's, you get to see it for the first time just like I do. So that's pretty good, actually. I'm not going to go into that, but another really weird feature that you can do is this. Yeah, you can videotape and take pictures. This way you can also do the front-facing camera. As you can see, there's me. So that's a pretty cool feature.
Got a wireless router and an iPad, and we're going to actually use this. So I'll have to take it down a little bit there. So let's use the graphic EQ that's built into the Studio Live back there, but let's control it from out here. So I'll turn this up and play around with it. Start setting up here a little bit right now. So if you go to aux 1, and I go to my aux mixer here, let's see what we got on the aux mixer. So there's my kick drum, snare drum, my toms are there. I can actually do stuff in stereo because it's multi-touch, so let's get my overheads up there, my percussion's coming up, bass guitar.
Discover a permissions and assignments section where you can identify band members' iPhones and iPads. One more kick drum? Dial it in. More bass? Dial it in.
And we have apps for iPad and iPhone and iPod Touch that allow you to control the board wirelessly. When he starts changing his levels from his device, you can see they change on the board. So he's doing his own mix, the sound guy doesn't have to worry about it. Now what's even great about
encoders to get lost behind, everything's right at your fingertips. And the power of the iPad goes even further. When I slide it out and it switches over to wireless mode, and now I can control my show wirelessly from anywhere in the venue. I can have up to 10 iPads connected at once. So different members of the band can each control their own monitor mixes. Front of house engineer, monitor engineer can each tune different parts of the room, tune the monitors all at once from various. If I touch the EQ curve at the top of the channel, that pops me over to the channel view. Here I can slide around my EQ.
Why mix that way when you can mix like this?
And this is just an example of a blackface tone. It's real kind of clean.
Amps, mics, cabs, it's instantaneous. Next, we're going to run you through a Marshall JCM type sound with a little bit of overdrive after. Here's a metal sound.
IO dock. Alright, so what we did is we hooked up the Alesis Q25, which is a MIDI controller, up to the IO. And here's how that sounds.
It'll bring up a screen of all the available amps, and you can just go through it and change whatever you want. Say I want to change it to the Citrus 120. Tap on it. So a section here called My Tones, where you can call up your tones and edit from there. There's a help screen in case you get lost. There's also...
We have walked the walls and there's so way to go. And babe, you said...
A little bit of help on the hardware side. I use the Glyph tripod mount for the iPhone, which I absolutely recommend. A great product. I also used a basic cage system when I was out there, and that was mainly so the iPhone didn't slip out of my hand and give me a little bit more secure grip. Final Cut and After Effects and Premiere, and they actually have a really great iOS app. I'll just show you how it works here. Here's my raw footage from the camera, which is okay, but not really visually interesting at all. Once you load your video, you'll get a lot of presets to choose from, and these will all look very familiar to anyone who's used the Magic Bullet Look software. What I really love about this app is it's not just click and done on the preset, and this is where that creativity and outside the box thinking is really going to come in handy, so you can really make iOS iMovie do things you can normally only do on a desktop. I think the bottom line here is that I, along with a lot of other people, were wrong in saying that iOS devices are really more for content consumption and not content creation. Because as you can see, with just a little outside...